All right, so now what I'm going to do is kind of label this. Also, I want something in the background that makes it a little bit interesting, okay? Because this gray is kind of boring, and I don't want it to take away from the actual pictures, but I still want something a little bit different. So first, I think I'll sign it. Do this on a new layer. What you sign it with, I would sign it probably with something like this. And don't make your name so huge, it's so gaudy. I hate that. Like an artist will sign something and make it like huge. Jason Welsh did this. You're like, God, how vain. Okay, so filter, sharpen. And I'm just sharpening that up a little bit. Keep it over in the corner here. Now, for something in the background, let's go to the internet and look for something. Let's go to maybe houseoftutorials.net/Z flea market, where I got some very, very high res textures out there. houseoftutorials.net/Z flea market. What I'm looking for is something interesting in the background of this. It is a nature shot, so you probably want a natural texture in the background. I sort of like this. Okay, and if you click on it, you get the full res image. Some of these are 22 megapixels, some aren't. So I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to go back over to Photoshop and go to the background layer and paste it back in. I can see now my workflow is a little awkward right now because I have such a long document. So I'll make a new layer and edit, paste it in that layer. Okay, what I'm going to do here is make it the size of the actual document. And then I'm going to play around with the layer properties here. That looks nice. So I put it on screen, and I want to knock it back even further until I notice my drawing and not the background. I left this outside border in case you have a mat that you want to put it in. And now I will label it as something. I want to tell people what this was all about. So in here, I will put in concept example from photo. Or how about concept example using and blending forms. Yeah, that sounds good. You always want to keep it really high level stuff on this, because let's say you were giving this to I use it all the time for students to give it to colleges to get portfolios. So I want to keep this a very high level language. So concept example, using in blending forms. Like, I know a college instructor knows what that is, and now knows why I used a photograph to kind of give the student an example. That way they don't see it as tracing, they see it as, learning more than anything else. Now for this, I might want to go up here and grab a font, and a quick way to do this is put your cursor there and push the down arrow. And I don't want a font that has some kind of ornamental properties. I want something nice to look at that does not take away from the piece. It is not about the actual label here. It's about the fact that you drew it. It's being fussy. It's because of those open type fonts. Anytime I get an open type font. That one's nice. I like this one. Okay, so there we go. That's how you do a nice scat sheet. Of course, you can go insane with it over time, make your own, make a template for yourself and always have that same style. But this essentially is kind of what I want you to start presenting your work in. Always, from here on out, when you do any kind of this concept work, I want you to label, what you're learning. Concept example, using blending forms. Use some high-level language. If you have any questions, ask me what you would put in there that a college professor is kind of looking for as far as that goes. All right, so that's your assignment. Again, repeatable up to 4 times. Okay, 4, 6, 4. Okay, and have a good one. My name is Jason Welsh, and till next assignment.